much did you make exactly last month?
It was 10,200 euros.
Have you ever built a business before? Have you ever sold something before?
I tried it actually a few times and every time it failed. Like now I know what I did wrong after working with you. My first business failed because I didn't know like how to sell, how to market myself. I also didn't have the right expertise. And that's why I think your structure with that guiding, with that mentoring structure is like really, really powerful.
All right, welcome back to the channel. Max Tornow here. I'm sitting here with our client Kareem, who's just cracked his first 5-figure month as an online poker mindset coach, which is very, very interesting. So I invited him here onto a Zoom call with me to share his story and tell you how exactly this would look like in a mindset niche to make 5 figures a month. Kareem, thanks so much for tuning in here. I appreciate it. You just came back from, what did you say, Gran Canaria?
Gran Canaria, yes.
Nice. I actually thought you were in Spain.
Yeah, it's part of Spain. It's politically part of Spain, yeah, but geographically in Africa.
That's right. We're not even going to cut that out. Max does not know that Gran Canaria is part of Spain. I was there myself. I was in Tenerife, which is part of the Canary Islands. I didn't even know. Okay, so yeah, what did you do? Just like vacation or what?
Yeah, just vacation. I had some clients calls as well. But of course, you know, after cracking 10K, it's good to also relax a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. Why not? Why not? I love it. Yeah, it's getting colder in Europe now anyway, so why not? And I was actually, so you're originally from Vienna. I was in Vienna, and I think we missed each other for like one day. Otherwise, we could have done this in person. Next time.
Yeah, next time for sure.
For sure. Anyways, Kareem, tell us what exactly are you coaching and to whom?
Yeah, so I'm coaching poker players and help them to improve their mindset, but also their performance. So when it comes to poker, of course, it's not just a strategy game. Yeah, that's important to understand. So of course, if you like understand the strategy and the math behind that game, you make more money, right? But it's also a sport. So what each athlete should have, in my opinion, is a coach who helps them to have a stronger mindset and of course perform better at the tables. And in this case.
I mean, I used to play poker myself. It was actually like my first attempt at a freedom business way back in like 2010, 2011. I had a good friend of mine who was like top 4 on Poker Stars, Andre, and I really realized like how much of poker is mindset, like a lot. And this guy who taught me, he had an ultra strong mindset, like he would never tilt, and even in a normal situation outside of playing poker, he would just always manage to stay really calm, even under pressure, and do the right thing. And he helped me a lot with my mindset when I started with poker, and I really saw like the value of it. It's not just mathematics like most people think. It's actually making sure you don't tilt, making sure your emotions don't get the better of you. And it sounds so easy, like of course, just play mathematically, but when you have money at stake, especially when you're playing in the mid to high stakes, like you really want to have a strong mindset on top of your mathematics skills. But yeah, so that's really interesting. And how much did you make exactly last month?
It was 10,200 euros, right?
Sweet, euros, love it. Obviously, congrats for that, and it's completely done online from your laptop. How exactly did you get into that niche?
A kind of funny story because I am friends with one of the best poker players on earth, in my opinion, right? Of course, it's hard to track. But,
all right.
I met him by accident, and he was also teaching me how to play poker, and I was always fascinated by the game. But I think I'm not so good in maths, right? That's why I am not a professional poker player. But I have the background from personal development. I have a background and in different personal development topics.
Yeah.
So for me, it was always kind of interesting to do something with poker players. I was not sure what to do, and then I joined your program basically, and through that you and your coaches helped me to find the right thing for that poker players. Through research,
nice.
Through research, through client interviews or poker player interviews, I found what I can teach them, what they need, and then I said, okay, let's give this a shot. And yeah, a few months later,
I love it. So it was basically you you had the skill kind of slumbering within you, but you couldn't really put it into the real world and say, what fits to my skill level? Where can I give value the best way?
Yes.
Something like
and
that.
And of course, I also had many, or have many poker playing friends.
Yeah. Nice. That makes sense. Yeah.
Niche I'm in this niche, but I was not really aware of what can I do with them.
Yeah. No, love it. And it's that, that's exactly what we do with clients that come to us that are a little unsure about that. A lot of clients are either fully aware of what they want to be coaching, or they're somewhere on the spectrum like you. You kind of were gravitating towards that direction. We helped you put some clarity in that. We guided you step by step through the process. And interesting. So the cool thing is though with you, so if I'm your client and you help me with my mindset in poker, like you're making me a ton of money. Like it's like the most, how do poker players say it? EV, expected EV, the expected value is plus,
Exactly.
So that's interesting. So what are some of the results that your clients have gotten over the time with working with you?
Yeah, it's funny that you said this, because I work with my clients for 10 weeks.
Yeah.
And I had this many times that I paid myself off within those 10 weeks.
I love it.
So of course, at the end of the day, I know that poker players are very logical, right? And I asked them at the end, when they have like the free strategy call with me, right? I asked them at the end, like, do you think it's a plus EV decision to work with me, right? And then they think, and they're like, yeah, of course, right?
Yeah.
And this is I think the beauty of my coaching, that through working with me, they make more money, and not just in those 10 weeks. If you calculate this for your life, right, this should be a no-brainer, right? Same, I also recommended you to a friend of mine today, right? And I said the same, right? Like, it should be a no-brainer to work with you, because the EV long-term is priceless.
Yeah, beautiful, and that totally makes sense. It's like you said, it's the same for us. Like, of course you have to pay for our coaching, right? But at the same time, like, you get that money back in pretty quickly. In fact, we just had someone earlier, before I jumped on this call, I was in our Facebook group, and someone said, like, oh, second test client for 3K closed. Test client, this guy hasn't even started selling yet. He was just on the phone with a couple test clients, and that money is just like instantly comes back that he paid us. So that's beautiful. And I've looked at your reviews on LinkedIn and on your social media, and I'm like, this guy, like, you're getting actually sick, amazing results to your clients, and I love that. And even there, you said like, oh, you were in Gran Canaria, like, and getting some sun and being on vacation. You still help your clients out, and that is something that I'm proud of, because that's like what we teach, is like not only how to make money from it, but also how to be a really good coach and take care of your clients. And I love to see that your clients are just crushing it with that.
Yeah, that's also how I think I get recommended a lot. And this is what some people, they take a look at my reviews, right, at my testimonials. They're like, I saw this testimonial, the people who work with you, they love you, right? And of course, right, it's because what I do, and that's the feedback that I get, is I'm not just helping them to play better poker, but also other areas in life that we work on, and they start to change, right?
Yeah.
Some of the topics that I like, for example, is setting goals with my clients, right? And it seems easy if you just hear that, but what you will realize is that some people, they don't even have clear goals. They're like, oh, I want to make this money in poker. I want to like see this thing. But then if you really write this down in a specific way, you get so much clarity. And then you're like, I should work on not just poker, but also on this aspect of my life.
Yeah, that's crazy. So it's basically like an all-encompassing thing. And I mean, it's the same with business. It's not just like business and statistics. It's like you want to, for me personally, like I used business as a vehicle to become a better person, because I wanted my business to grow. So what I needed to do is like, I needed to become more empathetic. I needed to become a better listener. I needed to become a better leader for my team. I needed to become more effective, and so on and so forth. And it's, exactly what you're teaching with poker players as well. Out of my own curiosity, Kareem, is like, what do you think are like the biggest mindset hurdles that most poker players have that they're unaware of?
Yeah. So, I mean, unaware of is kind of hard, because if they would not be aware of, I would also not be aware of, right?
Yeah.
But I think they're very aware of actually what they lack in. So I think the biggest things are, of course, controlling their emotions, yeah, on the table. If you and that's of course kind of relatable. If you play for 10K, you know,
Yeah.
of course, right? You can get emotional.
Yeah.
Then of course structure is a big one. Having a structure as a poker player, you don't have a boss. You can wake up when you want, you can work when you want, you can go on vacation when you want. So you need a little bit of structure and increase your productivity. And then last but not least, I think another point is, of course, other parts like exercise or sleep, right? Optimizing these things. Of course, there's much more to it. But sometimes these basics can have a huge impact if you do them in the right way.
Yeah, I agree. It's like, and I see this a lot because I used to live with a poker player way back in the days when I was on my first business. No, actually before I had built the first business in a way it was profitable. I was so broke I was crashing on the couch of said Andre, my friend poker player, and he had a crazy sleep schedule. He would sleep for 3 hours, get up, check the tables, go back, and I'm like, this cannot, like, he also had no structure. He was a young guy who was making 2 million a year or something back then, and you're like, you know, for a lot of people, having the exact structure and clarity is something totally normal but a lot of people lack it, or they do it in the wrong way. They think they're doing it the right way, and that messes up their poker game. So yeah, love it that we talked about this. Here's my question of the day, as usual. Since you just made 10K last month, do you have a big social media account?
No.
Let me check your Instagram.
No, I just cracked 1,000 followers on my Instagram.
I saw it. All right, let's edit in Kareem's Instagram. 1,043 followers as of today. And no, it's not necessary to have a big social media to make 10K a month. Absolutely not. Do you have YouTube or anything like that?
No, not even 100 followers on YouTube.
Not even 100 subscribers. All right, so there you go. So there's that proof as usual. To get back like to our collaboration here, what we've done for your business, like what do you think was the biggest lesson that you've gotten in our mentoring program?
Yeah, I thought of this. I thought about this a long time before our interview because I knew this question would come. Yeah.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, and actually, like, if I'm really honest, I think it's the little things that you teach me. Yeah. And of course, the big things is probably what made me the most money. But these little things, like, you know, like look professional, like dress up, right? You know, like change your language to your audience. Yeah. These things that I think those small things, they not just help me in my business, but also in my personal life, right? So with those little things, that you don't find anywhere, right? On YouTube or on the internet, you don't find that. Those little small things, those adjustments that were necessary to bring me to the level where I am today.
Love it. Yeah, that's obviously cool to hear. What was it? What was your previous experience with business building? Have you ever built a business before? Have you ever sold something before?
Yeah, I tried. I tried actually a few times. Yeah, actually I tried a few times, and every time it failed, right? Because like now I know what I did wrong. Yeah, after working with you. My first business failed because I didn't know like how to sell, how to market myself. I also didn't have the right expertise, right? And then I tried some things like, you know, like halfway through I quit it because no one was holding me accountable, right? So of course I tried many projects and they failed. And that's why I think your structure with that guiding, with that mentoring structure is like really, really powerful. Right?
Yeah, love it. Sick to hear, as always. Yeah. So you've been traveling a lot this year, 2021, because every time I was in Vienna, you were traveling, and vice versa. I think you were traveling like almost as much as me, if not even more. Like, what does your daily day look like? Like a classic day in Kareem's life.
Yeah. So actually, I have like phases where I work really, really hard, right? And then phases where I also say like, okay, now it's time to energize. So it was a little bit of a coincidence that when I was traveling, you were in Vienna and so on. Yeah. But a normal day is like I wake up in the morning. I have a morning routine that I do. Usually in the morning, I do my one or two of the most important tasks right away. Nice. Then I usually go to the gym. Yeah, this clears my mind and helps me a lot. Yeah. Then I eat. And then basically I have some client calls. or I create some content, and yeah, basically that's it. Yeah, so it's like
Nice.
it's like yeah, most of the time like that. Or of course, like calls with potential clients or getting in touch with new clients. So like yeah.
Sounds pretty chill. Sounds good to me. Like I remember, how old are you now? I forgot.
28.
28, beautiful. I mean, I remember like that was also, that's just still one of those things I love so much about business is you're your own boss, and you can basically, you can take your own time, like whatever you want to be doing. And funnily enough, like the more my business grew and the more money I made, the fitter I became, the more present to the moment I became, the better my relationships became, because all of a sudden I had more time for all these things. Like I got like 2017 was like the year where I transitioned from like in okay shape to like incredible shape, because all of a sudden I was hitting the gym 6 times a week like an idiot, and I was just working out 2-3 hours a day per session, and I loved it. And nowadays I hit the gym 3 times per week, but I have all this time to do all these other things, to do my reading, to learn new things. I'm learning a new language. I'm learning Russian. I get to do all these interesting things on the side that I would usually not have the time to. And I think you and I are very, very similar in this regard. Like we love the growth aspect. Of course, you made it your own business, kind of like the self-development mindset side, which is cool. I made it a little bit my own business because it's of course still part of business as well, to learn about mindset and stuff like that. But yeah, it's super cool to see you crushing it in that regard. And next time I'm in Vienna, maybe we could actually get some coffee. Like, cause we have a lot of Viennese clients nowadays. Like every time I'm there, we do like a little mini client meeting. We have a good time, So that's pretty interesting. Yeah, Kareem, is there anything else you wanna talk about? Anything else you wanna mention here for our dear viewer on YouTube?
Yeah, so I really can 100% recommend you, and I want to share a little story how I started working with you, right?
All right.
Of course, I think some people they see this business coaches and they're like, I'm not sure, should I do it, should I not do it? And I was one of them as well, right? I had many failed business, and I really thought that like no one in this world can help me, yeah. And then I was in Copenhagen with a friend of mine who became a Bitcoin millionaire in 2017.
Sick.
Right?
Oh, beautiful.
And I didn't have a lot of money, so like he basically invited me to Copenhagen. And I remember we're sitting on a hill and looking into the sunset, right? And he was like, it was like a few days before my birthday, my 27th birthday. And he's like, hey, you have birthday in a few days, right? And I'm like, yeah. And he said, yeah, I want to make you a special present. And I'm like, what's the special present? He's like, yeah, he also knows you, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, I want you to become successful with your business, and I think you need a little bit of guidance, right? And he's like, I want to pay half of what's basically the cost of your coaching.
No way, I didn't even know that.
Yeah. And so he paid half, I paid half, and without that, I would not be here with you. Without him, I probably would probably like end up having a normal 9-to-5 job.
Wow.
And this is one of the stories that I wanted to share here, because without him, I probably would not be able to help so many people. And I think it's not just the money, but helping so many people is really my driver. And I always say, like, I always thank him for that one moment where he was basically like giving me the money, and he's like, that's the present for your birthday.
Wow, man, you never told me that. That's fantastic. That is amazing. You still in touch with him?
Yes, of course. Yeah, right now he's in South Africa, right? He's traveling the world, of course.
Love it.
Yeah, that's basically one of the best stories that I have in my life.
Wow, that is a sick story. I never knew that. I mean, that is one hell of a good friend, and that's absolutely beautiful. And now you're passing that on. Now you're helping your clients crushing it. Now you're helping your clients make a ton more money. So it's exactly that kind of upward spiral of success I'm always talking about. It's like someone gave back to you, you're giving back to your clients, I'm giving back to you, everybody's giving back to everybody, and we're all part of this wonderful, epic upward spiral. And yeah, that's what drives me. That's what I love most about my job. And it's fantastic to be part of that. And it's of course a joy to be working with you, Kareem. Now, next steps, of course, are cracking the 20K or 25K a month, and we'll easy peasy scale you up with that now that you've gotten your first 5-figure month. Yeah, that being said, thank you very much for watching here. Thank you for your time, Kareem. I appreciate that as well. And if you say, hey, this sounds good, Max, can you guys help me with my hobby, skill, expertise, passion, how to monetize that, how to make 10K a month with it, 20K, 30K a month. Our beginner clients make $10,000 to $30,000 a month without having to spend a single dime on ads. And of course, without having to post on social media all day or spam DM people. Our methods, so to speak, are very, very unique, and they're extremely effective. Our clients' results speak for themselves. So if you say, hey, this sounds good, how can I get that too? Then go ahead and book a free consultation call with us over at the link down in the description below. I'm gonna put a link there. If the link still works when you click on it, it means we still have a spot open. All you have to do is you fill out the application that the link brings you to, and then you book the exact date and time where you want us to call you entirely for free. That's also the call that Kareem started with. And then, of course, even if you don't want to become our client, it's a very, very valuable call. So thank you very much for watching. I appreciate that. I'll talk to you soon.